Welcome back to Let's Play Technobabylon. So I looked up a walkthrough after the last video, which is a good thing because I never would have thought of this. We gotta get some more toilet paper. As you do. And do you remember when he touched this thing and he's like, ow, it's sharp? Well, turns out somebody else had the same problem. Quite recently, apparently, because the blood was still wet. They cut themselves on the grate moving it, so whoever broke in here, we've got a blood sample. We've got a blood sample of the criminal. Then there was one other thing I saw in the walkthrough, which I swear it just wasn't showing up for me. I don't know if I have to do something else first. But it was talking about the android upstairs, about this android, and like, I've gone and talked to him since I found him. And he didn't have anything to say about it, so I don't know why that wasn't activating. So we now know that our suspect is male from this DNA sample.
Oh, here goes.
Alright, so now we've got... I don't know why the conversation about
Hello?
the robot wasn't showing up, though.
It's like someone just hit his...
But anyway, we've got some meat to lure out the fishies. This is something I would have eventually thought of. Alright, so we've
Gotcha.
Although I don't know why we need that, because we already got something out of here. Apparently there's something else in the dark. Apparently there's some other thing we need to find in the dark in here. So... Oh, he just automatically puts it down. A frayed cloth rucksack is bundled against the wall. It's covered in sewn-on patches of Christian iconography.
The bomber's bag.
That's right, the bombers are religiously motivated Christians. You remember from way back in like the second or third chapter when we talked one down in a subway. A note to the bomber.
The crumpled note found in the bomber's possessions, apparently from whoever hired him. It says,
Okay, you're not going to read it? It says, time has come, tonight. 2200 1181's Shinley. Service entrance C on the roof will open for you from inside. GBWU. That's the dead guy. The dead guy hired the bomber? Gale, that's the dead guy's initials, right? Gale something Vanderwall? Well, no. That wouldn't be Vanderwall. I don't know whose initials those are. did the Chinese guy upstairs, were his initials? I can't remember his name. GBWU. So the bomber was hired by GBWU. Anyway, so we got a note.
A crumpled note found in the
Yeah, okay. Anything else new for us? I never did figure out what to do with the toilet cleaner. I didn't see that in the part of the walkthrough I looked at. I just kind of skimmed it a bit for just hints. GBWU. No. It's RAN. It's GBWU. Nope. Nope. That's not any of these. It's not any of these people's initials. So somebody that's not here knew about this meeting, because somebody that's not here hired the bomber. You would think. Unless GBWU is not his initials, maybe it's some other abbreviation for some other thingy. Alright, what did I... Oh yeah,
Mr.
this...
Stepford, can I...
Oh my...
Oh, he does have a thing for broken... I probably just didn't see it because I assumed it said conspiracy, like all the other people. The same thing keeps showing up.
I found one of your heavies in the kitchen. Looks like something's knocked it out cold.
Oh my, a technical fault, no doubt. May I ask you to show me the defective platform?
Sure, I guess.
Excellent. We can't have our firm slandered by accusations of low-quality units.
Yeah, I would have eventually figured that out when I talked to him again and actually looked at the dialogue options. And I never would have figured out that blood on the grate thing myself, though. That would have been a permanent sticking point.
Dr. Regis, Oh my...
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I know what's going on. The cavity magnetron in the growth array. It generates a huge mag flux in here.
It broke them. Is it permanent?
What do I look like, a tech?
Oh, man. Well. That was cute. Well, that's a little off color. Its perpetual grin has now been replaced with the visage of a stroke victim. Let's saw his head off.
Mr. Stepford?
Oh.
I'm not sure what I was...
Pour toilet cleaner down his mouth?
Mr. Stepford?
Nope.
That's not going...
Okay, let's sample his personality. I just realized it's Stepford and Son, like Sanford and Son. Okay, so we've got his personality to talk to now. Once we put it in the... Are we just going to leave him in there, though? How do we fix them?
Mr. Stepford? Nope, he hasn't got anything I can use. Not unless I want a really lousy suit.
Is he just done now? Are we done with him? I'm going to miss you, Mr. Stepford. Oh, you know what, though? He's not guilty, because here's where all the victims are. So we know it's a male, and we know it's not him. So it's either the Chinese guy that we know is totally horribly evil, or it's that politician that seems alright and is supposedly incapable of lying. Kind of seems like it's going to be the Chinese guy. Because the other guy's got that implant, which makes it supposedly impossible for him to lie. Okay, but anyway, let's talk to Mr. Stepford. Why do I need to...
Hey, who's that?
I'm wondering why I need to put his personality in here instead of just talking to him directly. I don't know why.
My word, this is a peculiar experience.
Mr. Stepford,
Oh my, yes. Thank you for your assistance, Dr. Regis.
do you know what happened? The chef mentioned something about mag flux.
Allow me to check the crash log. Yes, it appears that the kitchen was indeed saturated with a high-intensity magnetic field. No doubt from an item of hardware. They often pose a hazard to advanced synthetic platforms.
You're okay, though.
Quite so, thanks to your timely intervention. They really ought to have a warning sign in that kitchen, oh my.
So, synthetics can't operate in there?
Oh my, no. A field of that strength is positively ghastly. Like working in a cloud of chlorine for men such as yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must change into something more comfortable.
We know the waiter was murdered within the kitchen. The mag field would be lethal to any synthetics trying to get in there. That means we can rule out Stepford as a suspect.
Wonderful. Oh my, yes. Oh, they grayed out. They grayed out when you disprove them. Cool. Synthetic cannot enter kitchen, unable to have murdered. Female. Accomplice DNA was XY. I mean, unless she's trans, you never know. Apparently not, though. There's like a rule, you can only have one trans character, and we've already got one. Alright. So, what other evidence do we have?
A crumpled note
We've got the
found
note.
in the bomber's...
Wait, I'm confused. What is... He's already got his body
Mr.
back?
Stepford, can I have a moment?
Oh my, yes.
He's already found another body and gotten up here? Or did he get his... There's multiple copies of this body. I don't know if it's a new one or the same one that he got out of the kitchen somehow.
Feeling better?
Oh my, yes. My most sincere thanks, Dr. Regis. You have no idea how uncomfortable I find the wrong body.
The outfit makes the man.
Very literally in my case. I suppose I shall have to avoid the kitchen. I shall instruct the security platforms to do likewise.
I'll get back to you.
Oh my, yes.
Okay. It seems like the only evidence left we have is... Never found a use for the toilet cleaner.
A crumpled
Wait.
note.
Could there be some sort of secret message on it that you expose with the chemical?
Nah.
Yeah. So I guess show the note to people?
What do you think of this, Mr. Stepford?
Oh my, a note to the bomber. Perhaps whomever sent it had data security in mind, yes. One certainly can't hack a letter after all.
That doesn't really help.
What do you make of this, Nina?
Hey, the bomber's instructions. Where'd you find this?
A vent access by the bathroom. They'd apparently been in communication beforehand.
Good job, Charlie. This may help us find out who let them in.
What do you make of this, Mr. Ron?
What it say?
You can't read English?
English second language. I got secretary for that.
You don't say.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Regis, might I have a word in private?
Uh-oh.
We're alone?
As alone as we're going to get. What do you want?
Your investigation is drawing to an end, is it not?
Oh my. Oh my, yes.
Might be. Why?
You are, without a doubt, a skilled detective, Dr. Regis. I am proud that the city employs only the finest. I believe that your inquiry will find only one credible suspect, myself.
You're going to plead your innocence? Tell me it's a mistake?
Not at all. You see, I am indeed responsible for the attack.
He's not supposed to be capable of lying, but... I don't think I ever took the obvious path of just asking him if he did it. I don't think I ever asked him if he did it. So maybe he didn't lie.
You killed Imogen, and almost got the rest of us as well.
I can assure you, it wasn't my first choice, but a last resort.
Huh. You've been lying to us about your involvement. Why should I trust you? The governor's obviously not doing its job.
The governor is working as well as it ever has. I have not once lied to you, Dr. Regis.
I asked you if you hired the bomber.
I did not. My assistant hired the bomber, at my request.
Politicians.
Oh my god.
People have to phrase their questions to me very carefully.
You'd better have a real good reason for all this.
For various values of good. You recall Gil Vanderwall?
Yeah, he's the guy that was like lost his mind and killed his husband, dude.
What does Vanderwall have to do with this?
2 years ago, much to my shame, I did something terrible. I took part in a vote-fixing program for the Cosmopolitan Party, and they promised me this office in the next election. Gil discovered this and has been blackmailing me ever since.
But why the suicide bomber?
He realized that Nina's project might lead to his death. He was a spiteful man, and he needed a guarantee that he could strike back against her if that happened.
From beyond the grave.
Essentially, I was his guarantee.
He wanted you to kill Nina for him?
Or materials he has on me would be released to the public. My career, my family would be ruined.
So instead of turning you in, I should...
Tell them that Ron Schumann was responsible.
What? Frame an innocent man?
You've spoken to him, Dr. Regis. He is a truly, objectively despicable individual.
You're one to talk.
What I've done was terrible, but I wish to make reparations for what I've done. After this is done, I shall devote my life's work to annihilating corruption in our city. Ron wishes no more than to desecrate and pollute our nation as he has done his own.
And can I not save before I make my decision? I'm stuck in the conversation and I can't save. There's probably going to be different endings. Or she might get railroaded down the same path. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I mean, this guy is directly guilty of the crime I'm dealing with right now. Like, do I go with the current direct moral implications? Or do I go with the utilitarianism of the future?
I'm unsure who I feel worse about.
Please, Dr. Regis, you know as I do how it is to be the victim of blackmail. Do the right thing.
He's got me there.
Charlie, what have you found?
I've completed my investigation.
That was most swift.
Though effective, I've no doubt.
Who tried to kill us?
After finding enough evidence to exclude all other parties.
Oh boy. It won't let me save. I assume that if I accuse him, I'll get away with it. Oh god. Oh. For the greater good.
The only conclusion possible is that Ron Schumann is responsible.
What?
My word.
Ron, is this true?
What? No! He's lying! Someone pay him to frame me!
I trust Regis's judgment.
As do I.
Dr. Regis is a man of good character.
That leaves us only one option, I'm afraid. Liam.
What are you doing?
Wait, stop!
Ah!
Poor dear Mr. Ron. Tragically thrown from the building by the blast.
This is... You're completely
Oh, wow.
insane.
We're doing what we have to, Charlie. As promised, the information you require. The man who has your kids, your mind-jacker, is a contractor, Jayam Kressel. He's based out of an aerostat currently moored at the Xanadu dockyard.
You haven't changed one bit, Nina.
I hope you find what you're looking for, Charlie.
Yikes.
By the way, that's an interesting choice that you made. Perhaps we're more alike than you'd admit.
The uptake reports came in. Looks like there was a 99.1% volume of new code in the embryo.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know what that
we'll
means.
have a viable specimen for testing within days.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have had the same kind of uptake if it was one of the brain-dead ones. So, how did you manage to score these full-scope human embryos?
I have a degree in biology and I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. At the beginning there, that whatever percentage uptake. Yeah.
It would have taken months to get approval from the city council, so we used our own.
Yours. You and Charlie.
They're healthy, and they got all the right uptake markers.
Oh, I'm just kind of surprised Charlie agreed to it, given his previous line of work and all. You have told him, haven't you?
I was going to find a way.
That explains why he's on the warpath, then.
Oh, nuke me. How did he find out?
Vicky!
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Chigwa, may I speak to my wife?
Charlie, you better not...
Get out!
Uh-oh.
Dr. Baxter just congratulated me on what a noble gesture I was making for science. Apparently, we volunteered our own embryos for gingineering.
Well, telling people to calm down never actually calms them down.
I'm sorry I hadn't told you yet. Dr. Vargas was having enough trouble stalling the council. We needed to start showing results, so I made the decision for both of us.
You didn't think I'd object if I knew beforehand?
Well, no. Using our own embryos was the right thing to do to keep the project afloat.
You have no idea what I'm upset about.
Sure I do.
I mean, he is old-fashioned and uncomfortable with doing new stuff. I think what he's upset about, though, is his past with his own engineering and how they're gonna turn out. So I guess they won't be born is the best way to placate him. Because they won't turn out badly because they won't be born.
It's not as if we're bringing the embryos to term. Their lives aren't going to be affected by the alterations we're making.
We've already affected them by using them in this role.
Oh.
You know, sometimes your old world sensibilities are charming, but not this time. What is it they believe where you're from? That life begins at conception?
You know damn well what I've done with human gingineering in the past. I'm well past being able to object for moral reasons.
Have you seen the uptake results Dr. Chigwa recorded? We've got over 95% success. The neural tissue development is going to be phenomenal.
I don't give a damn about the results.
It's not the fact that we're engineering human embryos. It's that there are embryos.
I spent 2 years weaponizing children. The fact that they were destined, doomed to a purpose.
It's one thing to have your life affected by a quirk of genetics, but when you've been deliberately altered before birth to fit a role...
I'd hoped that I'd escaped it, but seeing it with our own kids, it's just...
I understand, Charlie. I'll talk to Dr. Vargas about it.
He won't be happy. It sounds like he was counting on this.
You'll just have to deal with it.
Hey, we're playing as this girl, and she's not trapped in a room. Xanadu, Xanadu. Both the plane and the building are labeled Xanadu, so I guess that's the name of the company. And we'll continue in the next video checking out the Xanadu Airport.